bet we see what's his name? I'm blanking on that UNC fan. I don't know why I'm blanking on his name. Someone will say it in the comments. Bruce Wayne. He'll probably show up tonight. Throw his jab in. I hope he doesn't because they lost by 30 in Cameron. But let's see. What y'all saying? Where the comments at? Where the comments? Oh, there we go. Oh man. We got some stuff to talk about. I guess a game happened tonight. That's what they're saying. There was a basketball game played tonight. Let me see. Let's talk about this L, y'all. Let it out. Let it out in the comments. Let it out. Oh, well, yo, this is the most sane group of commenters I've ever seen.
This is different.
This is different. Are we maturing as a community? I think we are maturing as a community. No, I haven't seen one crazy comment yet.
And somebody's gonna let Cooper wear the New Balance. He keeps slipping in Nike.
At this point, I'm down too. I don't. The whole committee. And Russ should be joining us shortly. He's on some father duties, so yeah, we could jump right in. Hold on, where's the? All right, there's the one crazy comment. All right. Kill Floyd.
The three of you guys, man, thank you for what you guys do, and appreciate you guys having me on.
We were trying not to score and everything. We got about 33s or something.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of felt that. We kind of feed off that energy.
This place is amazing. Like I really love Duke, and I love the atmosphere I'm in here.
Mark Williams, beast mode. Paolo first half, he had the cramping stuff. Fair enough. Beast mode.
Welcome back to the Crazy Cast. Here with my guy Brian. Russ should be joining us shortly. We are here after the first ACC loss for Duke, 77-71. Clemson pulls out the upset. A much-needed victory for them after the Georgia Tech loss this week. They just wanted it. They just wanted it more. And, we unfortunately have to witness another court storm at Clemson, which they will hold on us for the next decade because this matters a lot to them, as you can see from their fan base. But yeah, Russ will work his way in. Brian, what are your thoughts, man? What are your early thoughts?
I mean, you're going to have a game like this. It's, better to catch us when we're vulnerable, Clemson. When we're, sick, got a player out. It don't mean that much. We all right.
Yeah,
all right.
Yeah, and I've had to block a couple Duke fans tonight. I had to. I didn't want to, but there was just a lot of overreactions and just did you expect us to go 20-0 in the ACC? Before we started the season? No, you didn't. We were going to take a lump somewhere. It happens. It's the nature of college basketball. We are not destined to go undefeated in ACC play, no matter how bad you think the ACC is. If there was a loss, I tweeted it. If there was a loss that we could afford, it was tonight. It was tonight versus all the other games left on our schedule. I think this is even a better loss to take than obviously UNC at the end of the season on the road. Like this was the one, and Clemson proved tonight that they are indeed We think we had this discussion maybe a couple weeks ago. Who do we think is the second best team in the ACC? I think Clemson is clearly the second best team in the ACC to me. Just their offensive firepower tonight was a disgusting defensive performance. Disgusting. I couldn't believe my eyes. I could not believe my eyes. And me and Russ, I'm waiting for Russ to get here because y'all need to know. Me and Russ were going at it back and forth in the chat in our text group today. Russ thought it was physicality that beat us tonight. I thought it was just pure mental lapses and defensive breakdowns. I thought defensively we were disgusting on all ends. They were getting open looks at the rim. They're a team that comes in at 16th in the country in 3-point shooting. They didn't need us. They shot 4 threes in the first half and got whatever they wanted at the rim. And I don't think it was because of their physically imposing power, But yeah, what are your thoughts on that?
Not at all. We played more physical teams than Clemson. They just caught us on a bad night, which is going to happen. I mean, out of 20-something games, you're gonna have a couple of bad nights and some nights where you just get caught. And we got caught because the defense was not there. I mean, they made Victor Locken look like Dirk Nowitzki out there. I mean, he was taking advantage of Kaman. Kaman is just love the kid. I know, we have to always preface it by saying he's only been playing basketball for a few years. Mm-hmm. He's going to have some games like this. He just hadn't showed up lately. And he's got to be the one guy that Duke has to really get in there and focus on, because with him playing good basketball, I don't think Duke is beatable. When he's not playing good basketball, that interior just parts like the Red Sea, and you get Clemson shooting 50% from 2-point range.
Yeah. Did you think we could have done anything better? I'm seeing in the comments to slow down their offense. Do you think we should have ran zone more?
I don't think zone's going to work that well against Clemson. I mean, I think they're that backcourt's too old. I think they're fine with that. They've been zoned plenty of times before. I don't think I don't think it's going to bother them that much. I mean, I think a possession here and there to throw them off balance, I think that's fine, but long stretches in the zone, they're going to figure that out.
Yeah.
You just got to defend. You don't go to the zone when you can't defend.
Yeah.
That's just a cop-out. You got to defend one-on-one, and they should have been doing a better job of it.
Yeah, and I mean, I feel like John really trusted it. We'll probably see his post-game comments whenever, shortly. But I'm pretty sure John trusted his defense to be able to, collect the stop, in the fashion they've been doing all season, in man. But no, they just didn't.
They didn't have it.
Even Chase Hunter. I've been watching a lot of Clemson actually this year. And I think they did show a reel of it on the broadcast. I don't know. I wasn't too locked into what they were saying. But at the end of games, especially last game against Georgia Tech, end of game, he's taking a 3. He's chucking up a 3 at the end of games. It has happened all season. This game, he got to the mid-range at the end of the game, and he got to the rim. So, that was his just veteran. If Duke was anticipating him to take a 3, he threw a wrench at Duke's idea. But he was good in the second half. I think he woke them up. He led them. What's their guard's name? Zachary hit some big shots.
Yeah.
What's the Russian guy's name? Lakin.
Yep, Lakin.
He was unstoppable tonight. Looked like freaking I don't even know, Jokic. Ian Shefflin hitting tough contested threes. Once he hit that 3 at the top of the key with, I think the shot clock wanted to be running down, I kind of knew like it might be that type of night.
It was almost like we didn't scout them. Like I knew that was coming. I knew Shefflin can shoot. Like
yeah, but they played well, man. They played well. Clemson played well offensively. They just dissected our defense through and through. But I think, it was a wake-up call for us. I think it's a loss we needed. Tyrese. We got to talk about Tyrese Proctor. Tyrese Proctor, man, I'm sick for him because this was a signature Duke game written all over it for him.
Yeah.
When you look back at that 2015 game and you think about Tyus and Quinn, you think about that UVA game. of them hitting those big shots from deep. That's like a signature moment for them in the season. Obviously, Tyus had the Final Four too, but regular season wise, signature moments. I thought this was the signature moment for Tyrese. He hit that big three off balance to put us up one. He was great tonight. I thought that's what a leader should do in the big moments. He's actually been pretty consistent all year.
Yeah.
When it comes to big games, but couldn't get it done. But yeah, what are your thoughts on Tyrese?
I mean, he's stepping up. I mean, he's become a leader, more of a leader this year. Obviously, he's shooting the ball well. Without him, they lose this game by a lot. I mean, he was just hitting big shot after big shot, and he's been a good defender all year, honestly. I mean, he's, some of the games where he's had bad offensive outings is because he's been the stopper on defense, and,
Right.
his energy gets zapped. But tonight, I mean, he hit some unbelievable shots.
Yeah. I mean, I can't say enough about Tyrese. I've been really proud of the way he stepped up this year. A lot of haters are very quiet this year. But yeah, I mean, Tyrese, I think, carried us the first 16 minutes, maybe.
Yeah, but I think he and Khan for the first.
Yeah, he and Khan. And then Mr. Cooper Flagg. He turned a stinker into one of the most dominant endings of a game we've seen. Like, I mean, the threes, the big shots.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone's gonna boil down to the last possession where he slipped, where it's probably gonna be on ESPN, House of Highlights, Bleacher Report, that Cooper Flagg failed down the stretch. That's not the narrative. I hope that's not the narrative that you guys have in these comments, that Cooper Flagg is our fault for slipping and turning the ball over, because Duke would have never been in the game if Cooper Flagg did not take over the end of the game, hitting 3 after 3.
Exactly. He was phenomenal in the end of that game. I mean, for a guy that was cramping up, obviously sick, not well, to still have the presence of mind to do what he did in that second half, that's just unbelievable. Big shot
after big shot. Cramp into, obviously, like you said, like that kid's the best player in the country. I mean,
easy. I love Janai Broom, but that dude is like 76 years old. Been in college basketball for 5 years. Coop came in and just been dominating.
And tonight he did not have anything. Again, this is why I want Russ. Russ, if you're watching, I'm waiting for you to come on here, because we have banter right now, and I need Brian to play mediator too. He probably would attribute it to struggles to physicality tonight. I don't think it was a physical thing with Coop tonight. If it was physical, it was more so internal, that with sickness that he was playing with. I thought, he did get to his spots at points tonight. He missed a lot of shots, missed some jumpers, missed some layups at the rim we usually see him making. I don't think Clemson has length to bother him.
No, he was just short on some shots because he wasn't well. I mean, it happens.
And but down the stretch, his jumpers just going down in the clutch. He took a lot of the 1-3 he took off balance. I was like, oh, what are you doing, brother?
Mm-hmm.
he hit it, man. That kid's ridiculous.
That was a Larkin, I think. The one,
like,
that guy's 7 feet tall. What are you doing?
Like, I was like, brother, you still got time on the clock. It went in. Kid got stones, man, and you can't really speak less of him, even though he struggled tonight early, but he was due for that. I think he was due for a stinker at this point. I mean, you got to be.
I mean, and if that's your stinker, you're still better than most of the country.
Right. But yeah, I think it's not really. The more I speak about it, I'm not really worried. I'm not really worried at all. I don't think it's a situation where, is this exposing? I saw some questions earlier. We're going to get to y'all comments soon. I saw some questions earlier saying, are you worried about just like how this team is in down the stretch? No, because we've seen them down the stretch in other games. We saw them against Wake Forest. They pulled it out. Louisville, it was a close game in the second half. They pulled away. sometimes the ball's not going to roll your way. And I mean, they're playing on the road tonight. And Clemson, they hit a different level tonight. They hit a different level tonight. They played, their best basketball, and they took advantage of the home crowd and the home cooking. So, it's going to happen. But I'm glad they got it out the way now. It's out the system. You can reset. You have ACC, pretty easy ACC teams. Knock on wood. Pretty easy ACC games. And yeah, you just got to bounce back and hope you see Clemson in the ACC tournament.
Yeah, I want to see this team get mad after this. I want to see how they come out in the next game. I want to see what John Shire says to these guys come, tonight, tomorrow, the next day. I want to see him light some fires. I mean, obviously I know there were some other mitigating factors, but I think he can still use this loss. Even if he's not concerned, you can still use this to push through some of these other games that, where you're going against a Cal team or a Stanford team where you might not think they're that good, but you still might need to push your team a little bit.
Right.
So I want to see angry Duke next game.
So we were missing one guy today. I see one here one comment here, Sean Wade. Mason Gillis. Do you think the result of this game changes with Mason Gillis?
Yeah, easy. I think you got to have that guy, and not to say that Clemson was super physical, more than Duke could handle, but I think having that veteran presence on the court, they needed it, especially on the wing. I thought Isaiah had some good minutes, but I think Gillis brings something completely different. He brings a guy that can rebound the basketball. He can hit those threes as well, but he's more of a physical presence, and I think they needed that, especially on the wing.
Yeah, I think rebounding for sure could definitely assisted with tonight.
They got killed on the boards.
Yeah, even the guy just to come in and foul. I mean, I don't think we were in super foul trouble, at least late. I mean, Khan had 4. Sion had 4 too. I don't know how much of that was fouling at the end of the game, but definitely early in the game, they all picked up early fouls. I thought, and especially when Cooper's struggling, Mason is a guy you could put in and not necessarily lose much defensively. I saw we kind of went to Malik at the 4, which is cool. I do like Malik at the 4 at times to change it up, but offensively, it doesn't help. It just doesn't. I saw him take the corner 3 today. It was the first time all season I was like, I don't want to shoot. I don't want to see you shoot that 3, Malik. Not tonight.
Yeah, tonight ain't it?
Yeah, not tonight. Maybe another game, but not tonight. But yeah, I think Mason kind of makes us more versatile than we could have been tonight.
Yeah, and you don't have a sick Flagg playing 38 minutes.
Right.
Proctor having to play 39.
Right.
I mean, you have to have one of those dudes on the court at all times. Just, you got to have somebody who's, a primary ball handler. I think, yeah, you just need that extra guy. They just didn't have it.
Yeah. It is interesting, though. And someone pointed out in the comments, Kaman was a +10 tonight. Very interesting. I'm not a big plus-minus guy, but that is significant versus everybody else, who was, I guess, in the negative tonight, except Caleb Foster and Isaiah Evans. But that is definitely interesting.
That does not pass the eye test whatsoever.
Yeah. And I was wondering maybe in Malik, why wasn't Malik in at the end of the game? Maybe it's because of keep on messing the Russian center guy. Maybe because they wanted more rim protection, but that kind of shocks me tonight. Should we get to the comments? Let's get to the comments because I wanted to jump in and give people the opportunity to share your thoughts below. 92 comments. Let me refresh. Let me get this out of here. You guys went in a little bit. I'm just gonna grab one.
Oh, just so you know,
Yeah.
Mark Williams did fail that physical.
Oh wow, that is crazy.
Physical showed multiple issues, and the team failed him on the exam.
That is nuts. That is crazy. I feel bad for Mark because then that's gonna scare a lot of people away. And we kind of want to get him out of Charlotte now because Charlotte is shown that is a dumpster fire. But man, whatever. Back to Duke. I'm saying these comments are actually pretty positive. Duke played their worst basketball game of the season today. Basketball of the season today. Clemson also played one of the best. I do think our team adapted to the Coop slump, but some of the turnovers shouldn't have happened. Also, I don't know, but Foster needs that confidence back. That is an interesting topic we should probably address. Caleb Foster.
Yeah,
Caleb Foster.
I don't know, man. I love the kid, but he is just going through it. Like, he is just not the Caleb Foster from last year. And I feel for him. Like, I'm not going to – I'm like, John, I would never give up on a kid ever. You hope he comes out of it. You hope he gets that spark back. But it's just – you see it in his body language. He's just not there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's where it's kind of – it's tough for me because I'm really rooting for the kid. I've seen him at his best. It's been really good.
Mm-hmm.
But this year, it just seems like he just lost full confidence. And I'm not sure he could get his confidence back in the next games we're playing, because as much as, we'll probably win those games, you're not getting confidence in a blowout. You're just not. I don't see it. You're getting confidence in contributing to a game like this. And time is running out. And, I've kind of been on the boat that Caleb Foster is not necessarily a necessity. His play is not a necessity for us to win a championship or be great. I think we've shown that we could win, with or without him. But for a kid that is talented and can help the team, it pains me to see him struggle,
Yeah,
because it feels mental at this point.
It really does. You want to see him make an impact, in a critical moment to get that confidence back. And I don't know what happened between last year and this year. I don't know if he's not physically there or if it's just mental. I mean, I don't get it.
Yeah.
I mean, we need that guard. I mean, we need another guard. You don't want to have Proctor playing that many minutes or Sion playing that many minutes.
Right.
But I just don't get it.
Yeah. Caleb, we're rooting for you, man. That's all I can say at this point. We're rooting for you. We hope you can get these things right. But like I said, I think the team will be fine, whether he finds himself or not. But it's definitely tough to see because, even tonight, those 3 misses all at the rim, the layup, the rebound, the missed tip after that, is at that point, he's probably not coming back in this game. I mean, luckily Cooper followed the next possession with, a steal, a pick 6, but it's tough to see. This is an interesting take that hit my comments today. I laughed at it on Twitter. Most people have probably seen it. Drew says, I think Drew has been a long time viewer. Drew says it's actually not a good L for us. We lost 3 of our 4 games against our best opponents, and the win required the game of Evan's life, for referring to Auburn, that we needed a miracle from Isaiah Evans to win that game. He says, bad sign. What are your thoughts?
Me, I disagree with that. Evans is on the team, right? It's not like we called in a ringer from another team or something. Like, Evans is a part of this team that the coaches believe in. So I have no problem with that. Not at all. Like,
yeah,
that doesn't make any sense to me. Oh, one of your players played great, so the win doesn't count. Like, he had a game of his life, but like, Duke ran stuff to get him those looks. So he did what he's supposed to do.
Listen, Drew, You know, obviously you've been a long time supporter. I'm not gonna kill you, man. But that is the overreaction that has made me block a couple people tonight. You know, we just went on what is it, a 16 game winning streak?
Mm-hmm.
Like, come on, bro. we were gonna take it out. We were gonna take a knack somewhere. Clemson is a very good team. And at the end of the day, you know, we beat Auburn. It's not gonna matter what how it happened, Isaiah Evans or what. We beat Auburn. A lot of people actually forget in that Auburn game, we were about to, and I always want to say it when people come back to that game and talk about Isaiah Evans. We were about to push that lead to 14. I think we missed free throws. And then I think Auburn hit a 2 or 3, and they were right back in the game. Like, there was a point in that game where we were about to just kind of throw the knockout punch. But I think we had self-inflicted wounds. Like, Duke beat Auburn that game pretty fairly. And, you know, I think it's kind of crazy to try to invalidate that. And the games against Kentucky and Kansas, I don't see the overreaction to those games still. I told y'all back in November or December, whenever we lost, like, there was an overreaction. You know, the offense was not what it was today. The players' confidence wasn't what it was today. The rotation is completely different. This was actually the first game of the season we lost with Isaiah Evans playing, I believe. So we were going to take a knack somewhere, man. That's what it is.
You know, nothing like Duke fans and being prisoners of the moment. Like,
yeah. But I mean, Duke fans look like they've been very, very good tonight. I mean, I'm reading all these comments from this Safe Place tweet, but everyone is pretty much on the boat that Duke is fine. You know, there aren't really many worries here. This is the most. I'll tweet it after this show, but this is the most calm I've seen Duke Nation, and that makes me very proud.
I'm very shocked as well. I'm usually looking at a bunch of comments of people that are ready to, you know, jump off a building, but
oh man, ready to come to my house and smack me for some reason.
Why'd you let them lose?
Why'd you tweet? I think I tweeted something before the game. I think someone referenced in here that we shouldn't worry about Clemson's front court. I'm still in that same boat. They still have to play us. If they beat us, they beat us. But I don't think we're on the same boat. I've seen a lot of tweets actually of late of fans just saying, "Oh, we should be worried to get this matchup. We should worry." I'm not worried about any team we play. I'm just not. I'm not worried about any team Duke plays because I feel like if we play our best basketball, there's no one that's beating us. Exactly. Not Florida, not Auburn, not Tennessee, not Alabama, nobody. I'm sorry. That's just how I feel.
Full strength Duke is unbeatable when they play their best basketball. Period.
Right. But we got some questions here. Sean Miller asks, Zion, what's your opinion? Duke drops to in the rankings. I'm assuming you're saying where do we think Duke drops? I don't know. I mean, Auburn lost today. Alabama's in a little war, although it looks like they're gonna win. We'll see. They could drop to 5. They could drop to 4. I'd be surprised if they drop to anything past 5 or 6. But I think it's really it really won't matter at the end of the day. They just have to win out, and I think they'll still be fine securing a 1 seed.
Yeah.
But that ultimately was what matters at the end of the day. We need to get a 1 seed. We need to be in the East too.
These rankings don't mean anything right now.
Right. But actually, that reminds me. Let me check KenPom and just see where we are. Not that I value KenPom like everyone else, but
we went down defensively, I'm sure, by a lot.
Did this update? Oh, yes, it did. Duke comes in at number 2 on KenPom, still after the loss today. Did not go down. Oh, we might have went down offensive rating, I think, or defensive rating. We were 3, and we dropped to 4. We're still number 2.
Yeah.
So
mine.
Go ahead.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. We all right.
Yeah. I think this wasn't, like I said, I don't think this was a loss that we should be,
It ain't like Syracuse or,
Yeah, I don't think it's
Boston College.
right. If we had lost to Syracuse, okay, sure, I would understand the panic, and not I would understand the panic, but I would get the but this team hasn't had a bad loss all season. They've lost to good teams, to tournament teams. Clemson, they already crowned Clemson as a potential Sweet 16 team, a Elite 8 team. So, they beat Kentucky too. Kentucky came to their house and they won. So they have a good resume. I don't think there's anything to worry about. Let me see. Just looking at more comments. Have you thought you're underreacting and the truth is in the middle? Am I underreacting?
I don't think so.
I mean, so y'all can tell me. Am I under? I don't know if I'm underreacting. I don't think. I've been always on the boat. I will keep it real with y'all. When I think the sky is falling, you will know when I think the sky is falling.
Exactly.
At some point, I think 2 years ago, or maybe it might have been 2 years ago. I think I did reach a point where the sky was falling. Because that team you struggled. It had a lot of its struggles, but to look at where we are now, 20-3, 12-1 in the ACC, still control our own destiny. We have very winnable games that we should win by double digits coming up on the schedule. I think we're where we should be, in my opinion. I think this is where we should be.
Yeah, you go to MSG. You beat up on Illinois. No one even thinks about Clemson again.
At all.
No one's going to think about Clemson again until the next time Brad Brownell's on the hot seat.
Yeah, I mean, we give that man everything. like him and Kevin
Keats, Zion is keeping him employed.
Him and Kevin Keats, man, Duke is just like, we're extending your contract every every year at this point. We got a question here. Do you think Karras could start getting more minutes? It's too late. It is too late for that.
Yeah, he clearly isn't there, probably physically more than anything else. I mean, he's on a regular track of a freshman,
Yeah.
I think we get spoiled by seeing, amazing freshmen. When we have a guy that's on the normal track of a freshman, we're like, why isn't he playing? Well, most freshmen don't play. Like, not every freshman is Cooper Flagg or Con Nipple.
Yeah. And we do have, already four freshmen playing. So, it's not likely. How often do you see a team playing 5 freshmen? Especially when they have veterans on their roster. So it's too late for that. Anthony says, does this loss ease your mind at all about Duke no longer having the pressure to run the table this season? What do you think, Mark?
I think that pressure is more on fans than it is on the players. The players just want to play. I don't know. I mean, I get people think that they're looking at the schedule like, ooh, we can't lose another game or we're not going to go undefeated. But I don't think, honestly, any players think about that. I really don't. Yeah. I think if you're thinking about that, you're thinking about the wrong thing and you're not making the main thing the main thing.
Yeah. I do think, though, it does maybe creep into your, especially I think the younger guys. Although Shire, this team is not a social media team, which I don't fully agree with that because Isaiah Evans be on social media every second. but yeah, for the team, for the most part, they're not on social media like that. But it may that's where it may come into play is they're seeing a lot of, okay, is Duke going to go undefeated or not? And now they don't have to really worry about that pressure, or they won't really see that. So it does ease my mind as a fan because, like I said, I did not want to run the table all the way through the tournament. I didn't. There's more pressure on me as a fan, knowing that Duke is on a 25-game winning streak heading into the March Madness. Like, no.
Yeah, I think it would start to creep into their minds, like you said, later on, like right. ACC tournament game 3 or what have you. Then you're like, okay, maybe
We got
We've been perfect all this time.
it definitely like I don't think we need that. I do see a Kaman question here. I don't think we got too much into Kaman, but does Kaman Malowitz have stones for hands, or is he just in a rush? Other than Josh Harrison, I've never seen someone drop more passes. Nah, we've seen worse. Jace Jeter couldn't catch anything, so let's relax. But I think it goes back to Brian's point. Like you gotta factor in this kid hasn't played basketball that long. It's been what 4 years, 5 years,
4 years.
Yeah, so he's still learning in that sense, and he is a 7'2", 250-pound beast. Like he's not gonna have the most perfect coordination. He's still very coordinated for his size. Don't get me wrong, but he's still got the deer legs. He's still trying to get his feet up under him, and really get used to playing the game. So I'm not gonna knock him for it. He's gonna drop some passes here and there. I think more often than not, I think he has to stop. If he catches the ball, he has to stop bringing it down. That's
a hard habit to break.
Yeah, that's what you have to stop doing from his end. But he'll get better the more reps he has, just naturally. And obviously into his pro career, it doesn't really factor in here. But that's just what it is. He hasn't played the game as much as everybody else.
He and Coop weren't they like two of the top, like two of the youngest players in college basketball? Were he and Coop?
Right.
So I mean, it's gonna happen.
Yeah. Sean Wade asks, so how deep do you think this team is?
I mean, I'm not sure the question there. I mean, you talking about how many players deep? I mean, they, on any given night they can go 9 or 10, and that's probably where they need to stick. But if that's the question that you're asking,
well, how many guys played tonight? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys played over 15 minutes tonight. Caleb and Pat and Gongba 2 and 3 minutes each. I mean, I would say if I had to put a number with it, I would say 8. I think the Mason Gillis, when he comes back, is a surefire rotational guy. Malik is surefire, and I think it's going to be dependent on game for Isaiah or Caleb.
Exactly.
It's probably going to be more Isaiah now more than Caleb. I think just naturally how things have gone. But yeah, I think 8 is a good number, at least for consistent guys. And then sometimes we'll see Pat or Caleb. But I think it's still a deep team.
Yeah.
How different? Okay, we'll get this one. How different of a game is it? Oh, we did answer this question. Sorry, Kyle. We both said it's a different game with Mason Gillis. I think even rebounding, obviously the veteran presence. You got to factor all that in. But still, no excuse. They should have won that game tonight, even with Gillis out, but didn't get the job done. So we'll see.
Clemson something, man. They don't get to celebrate much, man. Give them something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Those wins are few and far between over the course of the last 10 years. Let them have a night where they get to celebrate.
Yeah.
There ain't gonna be too many more of them.
For sure. But that does bring an interesting topic. The sickness. Because we could assume Cooper is still feeling it. They said he started his sickness against UNC.
Yep.
I think I tweeted it, but it looks like the ill effects are still there because Q's he wasn't aggressive at all. And tonight it took him a while to kind of be aggressive.
Yeah, he looked pale the whole game. He started the game, he was already drenched in sweat.
Yeah.
And he didn't hydrate enough, cramping up at the end, which I get it. The flu takes that out of you. I just got over it myself, and I sure as hell couldn't play 40 minutes of cards. I mean, so I get it. And I also wonder if there are any other guys that were affected by it. Honestly, it's hard to keep that, to just 1 or 2 dudes.
Right. I think it was, I'm not blaming anybody, but they said the NC State guard was playing with the flu. now all of a sudden everybody's sick. I don't know. I'm just saying, you know.
I never understood that. Like, dude has got, yeah, feels like a chemical weapon to me or biological weapon.
Let's see what Shire says. Shire's first biggest comment tonight was we just couldn't get enough stops. Our guys made some big time plays because they're competitors, but our defense just couldn't get enough stops. These guys all respond. I have to help them. We'll keep growing and building. Well, I mean, he said what we were saying. I was waiting for the key words of physicality, but he didn't say it. I just think it was a matter of defense tonight. I think for the first time all year, the defense failed us.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to be 100, percent of the time. It happened.
Right.
But I'm curious to hear some of the questions that they're going to ask him during the presser as well.
We do have footage. Let's let me pull this up. We got Shire footage.
We expected. That was everything that we expected with Clemson. I mean, you know, the job that Coach Brunell, his staff, and what their team is all about, that's exactly what we expected. I wish they didn't shoot as well. You know, I mean, I think that's the difference of the game. We had a hard time getting stops. And, you know, if they shoot 68% in the first half and we're winning, you know, I think that's pretty incredible. And in the second half, they didn't slow down much. They shoot over 50%. Pretty sure that's the first time that happened was this season where a team shot over 50%. So there's a lot of plays you can look to. For me, it's our defense. For me, it's the loose balls. Give them all the credit in the world. I thought we were going to win the game at the end. You know, we talked about this being a one-play kind of game that can be the difference. And, you know, really hard for our group because I thought, look, we have a locker room full of competitors, man. You know, I mean, Tyrese, the job that he did, they got started early.
That is crazy though. That 68%. Duke came in. I tweeted it. Duke came in as the second best team in the entire country at 2-point defense. Clemson shot 78% from the field, from 2-point percentage in the first half. As John Shire said, 50% in the second half. I feel like that's the only thing that stands out to me tonight. They crumbled defensively. And, like you said, it's not going to be perfect, but dang.
Clemson wasn't doing nothing special, honestly. I mean, they just hit their shots, and Duke didn't.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, Duke hit their shot, but Clemson, you know, Duke couldn't stop them from hitting their shots. And it was – I just can't believe Locken had the game he had. That's disturbing to me. That's the only thing that really disturbs me.
Yeah. That does worry me a little bit. I mean, the fact that Malik couldn't really be that silencer either, because I think when we see Kaman struggle at times, Malik has come in and kind of been the Band-Aid. But tonight, just nobody.
Yeah.
Nobody. But hey, it's a learning experience. You know, they got punched in the mouth tonight. But yeah, I think they just gotta put this one behind them and move on. Got this one question before we wrap things up. Do you think the refs kind of letting them play physical and calling whack stuff gets the team ready for March? Speaking about SEC teams who are much more physical and used to it. I thought the refs did not let Duke play physical at all tonight. I don't know. I felt like, you know, you get home cooking in the ACC, you do, which I'm not trying to fault for. I'm not trying to make excuses. But I saw a lot of tic-tacky fouls that Duke had tonight. They had 4 fouls in like the first 2 minutes. If they were letting us play, then I thought it would have been that's maybe where, you know, we may have seen the physicality narrative play into more. But I mean, I thought we were getting fouls, you know, left and right. I don't know if you thought anything different.
That one play where Flagg is guarding Locken, and Locken has his elbow up into Flagg's neck and pushes him away, and then gets the open shot because he elbows Flagg in the neck. I'm like, what is that? Like,
Yeah.
and then they come back and call a touch foul on Sion. I'm like, come on.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, the refs were fine for the most part, but it was very inconsistent at times, and
very.
That F1 on Khan was that's to me that was insane.
Someone just said that too. Like we haven't talked about the trip. I didn't talk about the trip because I didn't think it was like really anything at all.
Me neither.
I thought it was it happens. Legs get tangled. Whether it was intentional or not, I don't really care. Like as long as Twitter doesn't make anything out of it,
They haven't yet.
Yeah, I know. I think they're too busy celebrating the Duke loss. But yeah, I don't really think much of it. It happens. But it was definitely. I thought Clemson got away with playing physical a bit more than Duke tonight. And that's why I don't think it was a physicality issue. I think the refs kind of just early kind of controlled the game with that. But it was a physical game. Like I'm not saying, even when I say I don't think we lost because of physicality, it was a physical game. But I just don't think this was like a game that we lost because of physicality.
Yeah, we lost because we couldn't defend
at all. Not one guy on the floor tonight I thought was defending.
And that's not to say Clemson is a great, superb offensive team. We just didn't defend them.
Yeah. Give credit to Brad Brownell, bro. He had the boys ready. Because if they had lost this one,
they would have.
After Georgia Tech, that bubble is getting a little hot there. But yeah, we'll see. I don't know when is our next game. Let me check real quick. To ACC. California. It's so weird to say. We play Cal on Wednesday.
And then Stanford on Saturday.
Jalen Blake's returning home, baby.
Yep.
Hey, give that man a standing ovation. If you are a Cameron Crazie listening to this podcast or watching this show, give Jalen Blake's a standing ovation. He has a Duke degree. He still reps Duke, and he went into Carolina and whooped the ass. So we respect Jalen Blake's.
We love to see it.
Then we have Virginia. I think maybe our next episode might be after Virginia next Monday, barring something crazy happening.
Who's are playing good ball?
They are, but that's a 50-50 ball. I need a 50 ball that game. That's TJ Power. Sorry, brother.
He don't play anyway, so don't.
Yeah. We like. That's one thing. We let Christian Reeves be valuable tonight. That got me mad. That if anything that got me mad tonight is we let Christian Reeves be very valuable tonight. That
was all on. Come on.
Oh my goodness, bro.
You can't, dude.
I was sick because I also texted Russ and Ryan and I said, Christian Reeves checking in. I love this. It's gonna play to us. We didn't attack him in ball screens. The man got a mismatch in the post. Man started making layups, looking like countdown of craziness all over again. Man, that hurt me. Because
it was the beard. It's because he got some facial hair now.
I know he's hype. I know he's so hype. Oh man, he probably looked at John Shire after the games, cheesing, man. Oh man,
what's up, coach? What's up with the minutes, coach?
Oh, we were supposed to beat every guy that left this team, but it's okay. We'll probably see Mark Mitchell in the tournament or Baylor.
Missouri's really good.
Missouri's there. They look good this year. But yeah, we'll probably be back next Monday, barring anything crazy. We appreciate y'all for tapping in. I don't know where Russ is at. Maybe daddy duties kept him off. But if you listen this far, do me a favor. Go to Russ's Twitter at Duke Better at him, and you could at D Duke Nation too, because both of them were arguing with me tonight. But I was really going at Russ's head. And tell him that physicality was not the issue. Just tweet that at him. If y'all could do me one thing, just do that for me. And if you tag me, I'll retweet it. So that's my one request tonight.
Zion with levels of pettiness.
Petty King, man. But we appreciate y'all for tuning in. If you're watching on YouTube, please like this YouTube video. The likes do matter for us. So please like, please support. We appreciate you. Shout out to the Field of 60.